Hello everyone and welcome back to another movie recommendation. Well, it's Halloween and I might as well talk about another horror film. A more contemporary one this time, which I have only recently seen. And that is the 2007 film Dead Silence, directed by James Wan. So let's dig in, shall we? Our story begins with a man named Jamie receiving a mysterious package at his apartment. Him and his wife Ella open it, and much to their surprise and confusion, the package contains a ventriloquist's dummy, and Ella decides to keep it. But later that night she is killed, and it's believed that the dummy was responsible, which leads to Jamie tracing the dummy's origins back to his old hometown, which also leads up to him partnering up with a detective to find out the truth behind it all. Now, I must say folks, James Wan is one of my favourite horror directors. I personally consider him the best horror director of this generation. With all the films that he has made that I have seen, Dead Silence is one that I had missed, but now I have finally seen it, and overall, I enjoyed the film. The performances are all good. Donnie Wahlberg's detective character in particular stood out for me, as I think he picked the right note to play the character. He doesn't really believe or disbelieve the whole killer dummy story. He waits until he is given enough information or conviction to make his decision, which is something I really liked. The film also has great cinematography and a killer atmosphere. There's lots of nice wide shots in this film. In fact, the look of the movie reminded me of John Carpenter's The Fog from 1980, and I liked that. The misty town, the woods really came to life in this film, and it just draws you in. The story of the film begins rather simplistically, but later it gets deeper and a little more complex, and the plot twist in the end was brilliant. And the musical score is classic in a sense that it's not so much all about rumbling bass or screeching sounds. It's all piano and orchestra hits which make this movie feel more like an old-fashioned 1940s horror film, but in a contemporary setting. And I must say, the dummy in the movie kind of looks like the doll in Dario Argento's Deep Red. It may just be a coincidence, or most likely a possible inspiration. Now, the film is not perfect in the sense that it's not exactly original. The whole killer doll or killer dummy plot has been done before. And speaking of the dummy, while it is creepy looking, I personally don't think it looks as scary as the doll in Deep Red. And James Wan seems to have a fascination with dolls in his movies. Whether it's in Saw, The Conjuring, or this movie, it's all starting to wear a little thin. Hell, we got a prequel to The Conjuring called Annabelle, which I just recently had seen, and in short, that movie was painfully average. But James Wan didn't direct that. If he had, I think the movie might have been better on the whole. Now, aside from all that, I don't hate Dead Silence. I really do enjoy it, and it did get under my skin and make me jump a few times. So despite the film's rather standard plot, James Wan manages to make it interesting and visually appealing. But ultimately, I think James Wan has made better films than Dead Silence. Saw, Insidious, and Death Sentence are my top favourites of his so far. I still have to see Insidious 2 and The Conjuring, because I have not seen those yet. But all in all, I do think Dead Silence is a worthy addition to his catalogue, so I do recommend it. I'd give it 3.5 out of 5. Well, that's my review of Dead Silence, folks. Thank you all for watching, and have a safe and happy Halloween. Take care.